I was born right here in this land in Amadiba. I originated here just like the coral tree. So I'm the coral tree of this land. This tree, I use this tree as an example because even our great-grandparents, they were here and this tree was here. And I'm like that. I'm of origin here on this land. I'm like the roots of this land. When there is a development to be initiated on the land, or any development proposed to be done on the land, where normally under normal circumstances, where do people begin? Yeah, they go to the chief of that land or the headman. And then he would invite headmen and the elderly men of the village. Then the men would come and then they would respond. Then people would tell whether they are in favor or they are opposed to it. And if people are opposed to it, they would ask whoever the proponent to take it back. Like we are saying we're opposed to the mining. So if therefore the chiefs would push it back. Where would you meet during those consultation meetings? We would meet at Kumkulu. So it has always been inappropriate for somebody to bring the colleague or a friend that they've already have agreements and somebody that he or she is hiding behind her back. So traditionally it has never been acceptable for one person to say we want such and such a thing, but saying that alone. How did the toll road come, or how was the committee approached? Did it come in the same manner that you have just explained? Did it start with the chief? Gampe responds that it never went first to the headmen and to the chiefs. It just came, they just heard around that there is a proposed road. So it didn't come according to the traditional protocol. We just heard that there was a toll road coming. And then when we asked what was this road for, then we were told that this road is coming because they are planning to mine here, so they need a road to do so. And then this road, therefore, is going to be carrying this mining. So they needed the road for the mining to go. We said, as the people residing on the land, we do not want that mining on our land. We have also heard that this area was going to be declared into a park, so-called Pondo Park. So they are going to bring game or wild animals. And the reason why we opposed this mining was because they were also saying they are going to dig even the graves of our forefathers. If this road goes ahead, there will be people, there are some of us who are going to be relocated. And if that happens, that is going to lead to conflict, because you will be moved to other places where there are already people settling in there. So, and those people, no one can guarantee that those people are going to be happy with us moving in to become their neighbors. Of the Pondo tradition, who demarcates, who gives sites to the people, like when you move now and you want to get a site somewhere, who's supposed to give you a site? The sites are demarcated or allocated to people by sub-headmen. If I'm made to move, I myself, Gampe, I'm a headman as well. So who's going to give me a site if I go to the other areas that are under the jurisdiction of other sub-headmen? Therefore, who's going to give me a piece of land or a site in that new area? People must not accept what the rest of the community opposes, because it's going to lead to conflict and will end up sleeping in forests because of the war or the conflict that would have broken out. And we would sleep in the forest just like during the Pondo revolt if somebody forces us to accept what we do not want. Whoever wants it must do it in his own homestead, not for all of us. All of these proposed things, we do not want them. people must do that thing up in the sky, not on our land. All these proposed developmental ideas like toll road and mine, they are being proposed by people who live in townships. We never lived in township. We grew up here on these grasslands. And we grew up living on these lands, planting fields, planting mealies. Where are we going to grow our food, our mealies, if therefore they take the land and put up toll roads? And what is this road going to be transporting that they want to force through our land even when we don't want it? And who is the proponent? Who is wanting this road so much? Who does not put it on his own homeland, on his own homestead, that he wants to put it on our land? Who is this proponent? We do not have cars here. We've always lived like this, and so they must just stop it. We do not want it. We are fed up now. I hear Mkulu what you're saying, because we've got livestock here. Yeah, we've got livestock, we've got goats, we've got cattle here. We've got grandchildren who must grow up and have sites to build their own homesteads. We've got graves on this land of our great-grandparents. More than 20-something graves. Those are the people that they say the road is going to be cutting through where they are lying. So where they want the road to disturb them. No, this road must be built up in the sky, not on our land, not where we live, or otherwise they must just stop it. And we would like they must just leave us to lead the same lifestyle that we've always lived, because they are wanting to build this toll road, but even the roads we have in the area here on our land, the current roads, access roads we have, they are in very bad condition. They have not fixed those, and now they want to take money and build another road when they are failing to fix the very local roads that we use on a daily basis. They are in very bad condition. They are bumpy. They are bumpy, like we have seen as we were traveling. And did you travel on any tar road when you were traveling from home to get to Mkulu? No. Why do we play games with beetles who come from their own places and come and destroy our own land, coming to interrupt our lifestyle? They must just stop it, put it on hold, and maybe wait for us to die before they can come and disturb our land. We should not be disrupted. If they disrupt us, we will go back and sleep in the forest, like we did during the Ponda Revolt. We'll go back to the Congo, that's the Ponda Revolt. So the people who want this toll road and mining, we have to stand aside so that we can face those people. I thank you, Mkulu. Yeah, when Buyela Sunjita was here, Mr. Gampe had a message for her to come back to see the people. Yes, Buyela Sunjita must come back and talk to the whole community of Mkundu, yeah, to this whole tribe here. She must stop coming like a plastic bag blown by the wind that drops from the sky, uninvited, and then falls down. She must come and not just send messengers while she's sitting in her offices. She must come here. My message is very clear. She must now leave us alone and stay where she is in Pretoria or in government, because she has got no site or no piece of land here in this community. I do not even know where, and we do not even know where she comes from. And we do not know at all where she comes from. We don't even know where her umbilical cord was cut and buried. It's the Mandla Ndovela in the beginning of the meeting. Mandla Ndovela says, now let's get started and be ready so that we can have our visitors introduced. But we are aware that today is for us to be able, the whole thing is with us. They are only bringing their ears here to listen to us. So they are here to listen and we are here to do the talking. And we have to tell them exactly what sort of help we need in terms of our struggles. We'd like you, Mzamo, to introduce them, to explain who they are. Then after that we would request somebody to take up to chair the meeting, and then I'd sit down. Last week we came to this house. We're coming to inform the Gomkulu, the tribal court, that as there is a new proposed end to toll road, so we're coming to inform them that that road is, the ROD now has given ahead for the road to be built because all the people are in support of the road. It has become very evident as well that government has been able to satisfy all the questions that were being asked by the people, by the communities about the road. So hence the government has given the road a go ahead. It was then agreed that this Imbizo, this meeting at Gomkulu, should be summoned so that people can be informed in their large numbers of what is happening now currently with the toll road. Those who come from the other areas, like Sigidi, they will recall that we have had lawyers before who came to talk to us about the toll road. So we are here now. When they did the last public consultation for the end-to-toll road, it was around the beginning of December 2008. We had a lawyer who was coming from Coma Cullinans and Associates firm in Cape Town, who came to assist us to write a letter of all the questions that the consultants were unable to satisfy us or to answer when they were here. And then last time we had a lawyer by the name of Mzamo, who was from this man's firm, who came to listen to us and then wrote a letter on our behalf to the government to raise our concerns. Yeah, so in that letter, the lawyers were asking the government to send delegates to come and give clarity to certain issues. The things that we wanted the government to come and clarify to us were these issues that now, in terms of the ROD, our government says people are now satisfactorily answered and clarified. Things such as the route to be followed by the road, and how many people are going to be affected, those to be relocated, where will they be moved to, how are they going to be relocated, are they going to choose places to stay? Those are all the issues that government says, all those issues they have been properly addressed with all the communities to be affected. Things as well, things such as if we are being moved, for instance, with the graves. People know, for instance, that in terms of our tradition, if graves are going to be moved, there are certain rituals that are supposed to be done if you are going to exhume the graves, where the government is prepared to compensate you for you to start rituals again about the movement of those graves, where the government is going to compensate people for that. If you have got 20 graves, is the government going to compensate you for all the 20 people to be moved? Those were the things that we never had clarity on, and that we asked the lawyers to write the letter to the government about. Now the government never came back to us. Maybe some of you were actually were concerned. The government did come back and did maybe few people missed that consultation, but we were still, some of us were waiting for that, and it never happened. Now the government did not come back to us to clarify all those issues that I'm raising. But now we have just the same minister who was proposing mining is coming back now. The same minister who took the decision to issue the mining certificate is the same one now who's giving the road a go-ahead. She has been moved from mining to the environment department. Again, when she looked in terms of the EIA report, she was satisfied that people have been consulted. So that's the purpose of today's meeting. The lawyers are here to listen to what people have to say. They will be, of course, they will ask questions about whether people agree with what the government says in terms of consultation. As the government has said that the road must go ahead.
Kukhona into enzima kulohulumeni akhona afukileyo. Omfazi aphindele kule nto kuthiwa kubuyelwa sonje.
May I greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ. There is something very difficult in this educated government. That woman called Buyelwa Sonjika, she's going back to what we asked her to stop to cause conflict amongst us. She wants us to go back and sleep in the forest. She must just stop it. There's always been road getting to all those places, these cities. So why is he coming to disrupt our way of life? What is it that she wants to transport through this road? Even when we say we are opposed to it, we don't want to be disrupted. Where are all these homesteads going to be relocated to? And where are our livestock going to graze if this road is built? She must stop. We are not residing in a township like her. This is not a township. She must just build her road up in the sky and not disturb us in our land, so that we live in there like we've always lived, so that we can once again live in peace and stop this disruption of peace and tranquility in our community. What are we going to transport with this road? She must leave her to live in our traditional way that we've always lived. She must leave her in our poverty and live in the traditional that we've always lived. We have originated in this area. We are the descendants of this land. We are not immigrants in here. Just like a coral tree that you see growing, we are like that in this land. She must go back with all these proponents and leave us to lead our traditional lifestyle like we've always been. This is disrupting us. This is like it's causing conflict and would lead us to go back. This is going to take us back to the same problems we had during the Ponda Revolt. No one has got no spears here. We would all take up arms. And we're going to take up our spears and we'll fight those who are demanding. We are going to step one another. Those who are pushing for this. Then we would have animals come and live in a homestead and we would live in the forest. I would like us to appoint few veterans out of this house who are going to articulate exactly what we oppose as the community, because if we are all given a chance to speak, then we'll take the whole day. Yeah, if we all speak, then it would be sunset before we finish. The government of today, like we've heard in this house, is a scumbag. The Pondo Revolt, he was alive, and he now wants us to send us back to the forest. We are going to kill one another. We are going to kill one another and also kill the government of officials, because government is operating like a scumbag. We fought for this land and the government said he has released the land back to the people. We don't know where this government that is taking away our land again is coming from. Taking it from us by force without our support. Government must come to us and listen to us, and we'll be able to articulate what we want. You say all the things went from the government. You say you've seen the condition of the road you were driving in coming here. That road is in very bad state, and that's the road that the government is supposed to maintain. The road going to Mtendu, going to Gomkulu, government must fix that, and this government is failing to fix those roads. But government wants what comes from his bosom, not what is from the people. It says we rule the government. It's not the government who rules us. It is us who rule the government. what we're talking about is not going to help us. This road once looked like it was a good thing, but now it's not a good thing at all. We do not want this road because the person who's a proponent of this road is Celo Shicega, who said this road is linked to the mining, which we have said as a community we do not want. There's nothing that this road is going to help us with. Even when people are discussing about this road, they go in faraway places. They do not come to us to talk about the road that is going to cut through. Initially, it was good even to talk about the poor consultation in as far as the movement of cemeteries, in terms of knowing where the off-ramps will be that are coming to our homesteads, where the bridges will be that are crossing the rivers, and also about the relocation of graves as to what compensation there will be. And where would you be relocated? Are they going to rebuild your homestead, or you're going to build your own homestead? Are they going to take you to a township, or you'd find yourself a place? All those questions. We live by farming here, by cultivating the soil. What are you going to cultivate where you'll be taken? Will there be a land for cultivation? Let's say, for instance, if you are being moved to Kumzana area, which is a hilly landscape, who would agree to be relocated to that land, which we know has got a very broken landscape? People want what is going to help them. Road is not going to help us. It would only help those to whom the road is going, because it will be a shortcut for them. So we want the road to be pushed further inland. We don't want it here because it's not going to help us. If the government was caring about us, they would be building more access roads for us. The roads from Bizana coming to our villages, that will be easier to get to town. No one is talking about those roads. It is not that our life is impossible in here, because our cattle, they graze here. So if the road comes, there will be no more grazing land for our cattle. Intentionally not give the Womkulu bench a chance to talk. They will talk at the end. The meeting is for the community, so we need to give more people from the ground to talk. This government is playing games with us. And I hate the fact that Wela Sonjika is using my surname, which is Sonjika. The government is not responding to our questions. We know and we've heard that once this road goes ahead, and we know that this road is not coming to help us. We were told the toll gate, one toll gate will be near Nyameni Waterfall. Just tell me that if I'm coming from Tendu, do I have to go all the way to the Nyameni to be able to link up with that road? No, the government is playing games with us. It's not the way to properly consult us. There has not been a single meeting to which we have been invited as a village at Mtendu. I'm a resident here, but we have not been consulted. The government is not, they're supposed to come to us and talk to us. The road that we use when we go to town is not even a proper road. It is like a road for the span of oxen, not for the people, not for vehicles. We would be happier if the government was talking about the road, which is maybe to tar the road that links us, the coast, to town, not to talk about the toll road. We see a road that is moving from Durban to Cape Town. How is it going to help us? We have always been willing and looking forward to the time when we'll be able to discuss about this toll road in a community meeting situation. We hear that they are going to build a toll road, but when we go to town, we are following cattle footpaths. There are no local roads. We would like this government, who's so kind as somebody whose armpits are itchy. We would ask the government to close those armpits, those itchy armpits, and come to us and listen to it. Wela Sonjika made it very clear to us in one of the meetings that when the mining opens, there will be a toll road that will be built closer to the coast here. And we want her to come back because she says we are happy and we want the road, and she has reached an agreement with the community about the toll road. We therefore want that person who has made agreement with us to come to us and tell us exactly what date where we consulted and how we actually reached. because there's hardly been any meetings within this community about the toll road. We are therefore very surprised that now we're told that the road is coming, is going to be constructed. Now the government to stop the kindness and come back to us. If the government was caring about us, the government would have started giving us water, which is the case with other communities. Electricity, schools. They can't just come and give us such a big road, the toll road. They must just come back to us and consult us and tell us exactly what's their plan, what they want. I greet everyone. In this issue of the road, all I want to say is that the government is now dropping from above. It's unacceptable for the government to tell us to agree to take a peak which is enclosed in a sack, to expect us to agree to the road that we don't know what it looks like. Because, as they say, we have not yet been consulted properly about this road. In the last meeting I had at Maha, beginning of December 2008, when we asked the people, the consultant, we asked them whereabouts is the route to be followed by road. They were unable to tell us. They were showing about 5 different routes. They say it would either follow that or this. They promised that once a decision has been taken about the route to be followed by road, they will come back to us to tell us what route will be followed. But they have not kept their promise. Now we hear about the ROD. We do not know how they took the decision without coming back to us as they have promised. Secondly, we have cultivated lands. We know that if the road goes ahead, we will be relocated, and we don't know we will be relocated. And our cultivated lands that we're going to lose, whether the government will compensate us for that. The homestead that will be relocated, are they going to be compensated? The reason why we ask those, because we have got an experience with the Walkosan, which is next door to us. When the Walkosan was built, people were asked to move first, and then they were promised that they will be compensated once they have moved and rebuilt their homestead. It is more than 30 years now since they were relocated, and they were never compensated for. All they are doing is that the casino is generating income, which is then used to pay for lawyers who are then going to fight the land claim that people have. That means if we also agree to the toll road to go ahead, then they are going to build the road, and then they will promise us that they will pay us later. Then they are going to use the road to generate income. The income which they will then use to hire lawyers, very good lawyers, to defeat whatever struggle, whatever will be demanding from them. And we will never win, just like in the Walkosan. If the government wants this road to go ahead, he must come to us and talk to us, and not talk while sitting up in Pretoria. Because when the government wants vote, he comes to us and asks us to vote for him. Then he must follow suit even now. I greet the meeting. I appreciate the opportunity, and I've always wanted to have this opportunity where committees discussing this toll road. I would like the local people of Pondoland, the black people, they must have a clear picture of what it is going to be like when this road goes ahead. They must be very clear of what's going to happen. I would take one example in our area. If you're starting from Kolobeni School up to near Baleni, near Vumani Store, for instance, if you count that particular area, there should be about 100 graves within that area, and there should be more. In our area, which is near Baleni, when they exhume all these graves, I'm saying there's probably more than 100 graves within that stretch. Who will be attending somebody else's funeral when you have to exhume your grave and then relocate it? And so if therefore if there are close to 100 graves that will be relocated, who will be attending all those funerals? If, for instance, you are exhuming all your maybe 15 graves and you are given 5,000, it is something that has never been heard of for our great-grandparents in Pondoland to be disturbed where they are lying, and in such a massive number. That's the first thing which I would like people to consider, how dangerous it will be, which might lead to the death of everyone. He said the people who come from cities and townships would never understand that, because that's one of our belief structure here in rural areas. The second thing I'd like to bring to attention is that the government wants to make money by establishing this end to toll road. Government should at least be considering building as a road from town to here, that is linking up, a TAT road that links our villages to town, instead of just building a bypass roads, because there will be many souls lost, there will be death and cost. Yeah, so this road will therefore be leading to the death of our tribe, of our people, of our culture. Then standing up, he says, I'm Tangela and I've got 77 years of age here. I've got many children, and I don't want them to be part of a
family situation. But when you think what is abnormal, it's when you think that a woman can actually order a war or make the people fight. It is very strange in our culture. The wars that we fought here were the men that actually started the war. Now we have this mother, Mother Sonjika, who wants to make sure that we fight here. Now she's giving us the road, and this road is being forced here. And he's also saying he's worried about his children, which are going to be fighting this war, because it is now obvious that the people are going to be fighting or are going to be dying because of what is going to be happening here. She actually forgot that she is the mother, she is not the father. And what we need here are decent roads. We need a road that goes to Mtendo, a road that goes to Mpatlan, a road that goes to Mnyameni, a road that comes here. It must be tarred, it must be a decent road, safe. Now we cannot understand why the road should be a road that comes all the way and that goes all the way to East London. That's for the educated people. Here we want the people to be happy in their Pondo style, have their lifestyle in their area. They must be free. Mandela told us when he came out of jail that now the land is being brought back to us as citizens. We haven't had an announcement that now the land belongs somewhere else. Now somebody can just sit in Pretoria and take a decision, a huge decision about the land, which we believe it's ours here. So you can never do that to the people of Mandela. Now we do not understand even the ANC today. It doesn't look like the ANC of Mandela.
Izophalaza lonto iyinhlungu apha kum. Uba bendinawo amalwimi amaninzi bendawuthetha eninzi into enze uba ihlabathi lonke life. Ngeelwimi zonke zakhona ehlabathini. He is also grateful to being part of this meeting. He is also going to vomit out what's a pain to him. If I had many tongues, I would speak a lot. Yeah, so that everyone would hear in all the languages that are out there. When we grew up as young boys, we had a lot of difficulties here with all the struggle to give the people opportunities to have equal rights. And we didn't understand that because we were young, and we knew that our parents were out there to work and bring back sweets and all that. We didn't understand all the struggle. And we were happy as kids when they came back with sweets. I grew up in Transkei, and we had quite a few things that we enjoyed, that were making our lives happy. And we're hoping that when the democracy dawns, we would be happier. There was Radio Transkei, there was a textile industry in Mthatha, there were factories in Butterworth,
that were employing people. At Elliotdale, there was dairy farming where they made cheese and the milk. People were employed, and there was a respect for human life. So there was respect, and then the people were dependent on other people. There was good social cohesion. So when 1994 came with democracy, electing a black president, with long lines to go and vote, it was for the first time that we had an opportunity to vote and elect people who had all sorts of dreams that democracy would bring a lot. And then the time came for the black government. But then when this democratic government came in place, things went from bad to worse. The strobe that was, is sustainable. A strobe is what is used to tie a span of oxen on a yoke. Use that little rope that goes underneath. So it went from loose to be tighter with the black government, and then people were even more oppressed. So people were waiting for this and waiting when they were being hit from now these 16 years of democracy. Of liberation, but the suicides, but the suicide rate has increased. There is no respect from the young kids, and people have heart attacks every day, all weekends. Stress levels are very high. So people are no longer proud of who they are. People used to be 100% in cultivation of the land, but now not. Say the only example of democracy is when we go and cast our votes. But the people in power only worried about what comes into their pockets. Now, look, for instance, now we're talking about 2010. We say feel it is here. But you can't say. You say feel it is there. It is not here. So Mtamvuna to Kai River and look at what has been done by the government to improve the lives of the people. And these people are always voting ANC. What has been done to change their lives? Just one thing. Since 1990, there's nothing. There's no development. There's no sport. There's nothing. When we are very hard sore. What is this road bringing? That is going to improve the lives of the people. Once the toll road is there, what is there to improve the lives of the people? Thank you. A lot has been said already by people. We want the government to come back and talk to us, to talk to us. That's the main thing I'm going to say. All the things that we said, we could hear. If there's anything, the government is supposed to come to us and sit down with us and talk to us. Those ones who want the road. So it's all the people who've spoken. You have the young people, you've got the medium age, and then the elderly people. So almost all the corners have been covered because all the age groups have been represented. And then even somebody who has got cars, like Bazooka, has spoken. So everyone, and even those who've got cars, they are saying exactly the same thing which we are saying. That this road is not coming to help us. We want the road from Bizana to us. Going to the law, our law as the people, it says come to Umkulu, and then the Umkulu is the one that will summon meetings. The way when you propose to do anything within the community, you come to Umkulu, which would mean Kolobeni. And then the Umkulu would then convene the meeting of the whole community. And then because they are a sub-tribal court, then from there the matter would be taken to the greater one at Lunga's tribal court at Dangeni. So it's never the vice versa. It is not going to be Lunga's court that comes to them. A stranger comes to Umkulu and say, I've got a matter to tell the people. then the Gomkulu summons a tribal meeting in Imbizo, then they discuss it there, then it will be that smaller court that takes it to the bigger court for further discussion, not the other way. Otherwise, if it comes from there, it won't be accepted. There's something I also would like to share with you. Say, I don't even want them to come to us, to talk to us. In my own perspective, if they are going to build all our local access roads, then our kids would have opportunities on jobs. If they build the roads from town, then take all the money that they've budgeted and work on these local roads, then all our sons and daughters would be employed. And then with the money that is available, so take it to Pizana, then just build our local roads, then we'd have all the jobs they're talking about. Because these graves that we have out there, it says in terms, for instance, when we have rituals and we go and fetch people where they are lying, where the graves are. So when we go around singing the song at night saying we've come to fetch you, it says when we do those rituals, we actually we start about 7 in the evening and all night long moving from one cemetery to the other. That means we've got so many cemeteries. Each family has got so many. It says now, I don't know, if we were to collect all those graves now, because we need to dig those people, how are we going to hold those funerals? Who's going to come to the funeral? Because everyone will be digging his own graves. So that's going to create chaos within the community, and it's going to be unsocial, because a funeral is supposed to have members. But if everyone is digging his own grave, then you're not going to have proper funeral. We do not want the toll road, but we want our local roads.